So hello friends, this is Sumit Kumar Bharti and I am now going to discuss the first chapter of the physics which is known as vector, and we will discuss this whole topic in a very brief so you can understand easily the whole concept of the vector. Okay, let us start. This is the first chapter, vector. In the entire physics, we will study the various physical quantities like speed, velocity, distance, displacement, acceleration, force, pressure, and various physical quantities which you must aware when as we proceed our syllabus forward. So all the physical quantity are basically divided into two parts: scalar quantity and the vector quantity. Scalar quantity are those quantity which have only the magnitude, not any direction, but the vector quantity which possesses both magnitude as well as direction. So the basic difference between the scalar and vector quantity is what difference is what direction. Scalar possesses no any direction while vector have a specific direction. Let us understand it with an example. As we say that we travel 2 meter, then there is no any direction which we have mentioned here, but we when we say that we travel 2 meter towards northeast, hence in this case there is a particular direction which is northeast. So distance is an what scalar quantity where there is no any mention of what direction. Similarly in the vector quantity like displacement of a specific direction is there, so it is known as what vector quantity. Similarly we will see the example of speed, temperature. These are what these are the scalar quantity, there is no any specific direction. But in the case of vector quantity, velocity, acceleration, force, pressure, these have a specific direction, so these are known as vector quantities. So what is it, we will now study about the some important facts of the vector quantity. Here the first point is sum and difference of the vector and scalar is not possible. Means I want to say that we can either add two scalar or either add two vector, but we can't add a scalar and a vector because it is there is no any meaning of this to add. How we can say that 2 meter length plus 2 meter towards north, what is any there is no any significance. So sum and difference of a scalar and a vector is never possible. Similarly in the condition of multiplication and division, the most important point is that if here the multiplication and division of a scalar and vector is possible, but what is the fact which we must have remembered, that whenever we multiply or divide any vector by a scalar or scalar by a vector, then it will make it vector quantity. Means here you can see scalar into vector is equal to vector, scalar into scalar is equal to scalar. Means if you product both scalar, then it will give scalar, but if you will product it with a vector or two vector, then it will give a what vector. But the product of two vector is not possible. Yes, possible. A special product which we will study forward is dot product and cross product. So this is the basic things of the vector quantities. So now we'll study about the representation of the vector. So let us see here. The representation of a vector is simply an arrow. This is the arrow you can see here. The length of the arrow will give the magnitude of the vector, while the direction is in the direction of the arrow. So it is the representation of a vector quantity. So here we will study about the vector representation, what is the representation, and some basics about the sum and difference. Now we will proceed our discussion forward. Now here you can see the types of the vector. What are the types of the vector? These are the following types of the vector. First is equal vector. When we say that two vectors are equal, two vectors are only equal if both have same magnitude. Means magnitude of a, here the mod what signifies the magnitude of vector a is equal to magnitude of vector b, and both are the condition, both conditions should be satisfied. Both magnitude must be equal as well as direction must be equal. Here a cap is equal to b cap, means a cap is in the direction of a and b cap is a unit vector in the direction of b. Cap is generally used for the unit vector, which we will just read after some seconds. What means two vector are said to be equal when the nature of both the vector is same. Means 2 meter per second toward east is equal to 2 meter per second toward east, not 2 meter per second towards west. This is the example. Or we can say that 2 meter per second toward east is not equal to 5 meter per second towards east. Here both are, in this case both the direction is in east but the magnitude change, so these vectors will not be said to be equal vector. So for equal vector, both the magnitude as well as direction as well as the nature of vector must be same, so it is known as equal vector. Now what is the negative of a vector? Negative of a vector is simply to oppose the direction, just like you can say this is the vector A, and if we will constant in magnitude its magnitude and just opposite its sign, then we will find a vector B. Here we can say that the magnitude of A and B both are equal, but the direction of A is just opposite to the direction of B, so here we can say that the B is the negative of vector A or A is the negative of vector B. So this is known as what? Negative of a vector. Now we will study about the collinear and or parallel vector. Collinear or parallel. What is the meaning of collinear? Collinear means in the same line. Two vectors A and B. Here we can see both the vectors are in same line. Either the direction may be changed. Here the direction of A may be in this direction and B may be in this direction, but both are in the same line, so we will say that both are collinear vector. Or parallel vector also, parallel means both the vectors are in parallel, but here the important point which I want to make you clear that both parallel vector can also be said as what? Collinear vector, as without changing its magnitude and direction we can just put it and put in it in the line of this, so it will be the collinear. So collinear and parallel both are the same vector, which I want to show, because the overall effect, overall resultant of both the vector will be same. Okay, now we will study about the unit vector. What is unit vector? Simply understand it with an example. Let us take an vector A which is of length this, and it is vector A. It is, let us consider it 5 meter of length, magnitude is 5 meter. We will distribute it in 5 equal parts, so each part will be of length of what? 1 unit. So what is unit vector? Say unit vector can be find of any vector is equal to the vector divided by its magnitude. Let us consider this is a 5 meter length, 5 by magnitude 5 means it will be 1. So the magnitude of the unit vector a cap is the notation of the unit vector. Any vector, if there is a cap on its head, then it will known as unit vector, and its magnitude is 1 and direction shows the direction of that particular vector, that is vector A. So any unit vector of a vector can be found by dividing the vector by its magnitude, or we can say that vector A is equal to just cross multiplication. Here we can say that vector A is equal to a cap into magnitude of A, which is written here. So I think you have understand the concept of unit vector. Unit vector simply means divide the vector by the magnitude of that vector, so that its magnitude become 1. So it's the concept of unit vector. Now let us take an example of the unit vector. Just wait a second. Here you can see the important points regarding the unit vector. A cap is equal to vector divided by the magnitude of that. So let us consider the a body travel 2 unit towards east and 5 unit towards north. So this is the notation. This is the notation of the Cartesian plane. So the overall displacement will be this 2 I cap plus 5 j cap, as it is 2 unit in x direction, and x direction the unit vector is defined as I cap. Similarly in y direction it is defined as j cap. So the displacement will be 2 I cap plus 5 j cap. So here you can see this is the displacement vector of this displacement. So what will the unit vector of this displacement vector? 2 I cap plus 5 j cap. So we will just, unit vector is what? Vector divided by its magnitude, means 2 I cap plus 5 j cap divided by the magnitude will be under root 2 chi square 4 plus 5 chi square 25. So simply we can find the magnitude of the vector as root 29, and simply if we will divide the vector 2 I cap plus 5 j cap by root 29, we will find the unit vector of that position, unit vector of that particular vector. So This is all about the unit vector. Now we will study about the what is the position vector. So you can see the position vector here. Position vector what? Let us take a point here. So if we want to find the position vector of this point, so we have firstly to fix the origin. Let us take the Cartesian plane as x-axis and y-axis. So the line joining the origin to this point is known as the position vector of this point with respect to this axis. If the axis will change, let us take another axis, the position vector of this point will be changed. So position vector of a point may be different depending upon the origin, depending upon the reference which we take. So it is all about the position vector of any point. So just wait a second. Now we will study about the addition and subtraction of a vector. Firstly, I want to make you assure completely that the addition and subtraction of a vector is completely different from that of the scalar quantity. We can say that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, but we can never say that 2 Newton plus 2 Newton is equal to 4 Newton, because it depends upon the direction of the force. If the direction is in the same direction, then 2 Newton plus 2 Newton overall effect will be 4 Newton. But if we just opposite the direction of both the forces, it will be 0. So we can never say that the addition and subtraction of vector is just similar to the scalar. So what is the law which has been generated for the addition and subtraction of the vectors? So we will study about the first law, parallelogram law of addition. Here what is the parallelogram? Let us consider the two vector. Vector A is this, and this is the vector B. So if we have to add the vector A and vector B, we will just put it and make its tail connected with the vector B, just to put it there. Now both are joined on this point, and now we will construct a parallelogram, means a parallel line from the head of this to parallel to B, as well as from this point to parallel to A, which we can see here. This is vector A, vector B. These both are the parallel lines drawn parallel to vector B and the parallel to vector S. So here we find a parallelogram, this parallelogram. So what will the resultant? The resultant will be the vector. Resultant will the vector joining the common tail to this diagonal, means this diagonal will be give the resultant of the two vector. Resultant means the sum of the two vectors. So this diagonal will give what? The sum of the two vector, which is r is equal to vector A plus vector B. The length will give its magnitude, while the direction make with this direction. We can find that how much angle the resultant obtained with vector A and the vector B. Now just use the geometry to solve the length of this, to solve this length, and we will find the resultant of two vector A and vector B if the angle between both is theta. So here resultant will the magnitude of A plus B, and the formula which we will derive will equal to under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. How? But this formula you must remember. Now I will tell you how this formula becomes. What we have to do, we have just to find the length of this. So firstly we draw a perpendicular from the point B to the extending line of AO, that is C. This is the perpendicular. Now we will find the length of entire length AC BC, and by using hypotenuse theorem we can easily find the length AB. What will be the length of AC? AO is already vector magnitude of vector B, and OC will be what? A, and this angle will be theta due to both are the parallels. So this will be the A cos theta, means the total length will be B plus A cos theta. AC length will be B plus A cos theta. Similarly BC length will be what? A sin theta. So simply if we solve the under length, then under root AC square plus BC square. So here you can solve, and we will find that the result will be under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So overall you have to remember this formula while solving the problems. Now it is all about the parallelogram law of addition, which is used to sum of the two vectors. This formula will use again and again in entire physics whenever you will solving the numericals. So please remember it, and please remember it derived by your own. And now the second thing which you must analyze, how much angle it make with this vector b, or how much this angle make with vector a. So simply here you can use the trigonometry. Tan alpha is equal to length bc by ac. So here you can also remember that tan alpha is equal to a sin theta by b plus a cos theta. Tan alpha is equal to perpendicular by base. Perpendicular will be a sin theta by base is equal to b plus a cos theta. Similarly you can find the angle with a, or just you can say theta minus alpha will give the direction of this resultant with vector a. So it is all about the addition of the vectors. So in the next lecture we will study about the subtraction of the vectors. Okay, thanks. And this is the first lecture of the vector. In second lecture we will cover we will proceed our syllabus and we will study out the subtraction of the vector, and that's all. So please solve the problem maximum to maximum problem to enhance your concept. Okay, thanks.